Greetings, Trinity family. Kelly Beavers here with your daily devotion. Today I'm approaching this with a very heavy heart. I'm feeling very sad for our nation. I'm watching my fellow citizens just treat each other with behaviors and attitudes and just sheer contempt for each other. And it's a heavy burden upon my heart. And I just wanted to make my devotion related to this today. So let's start in Psalm 33, verses 10 and 11. It says, "The Lord foils the plans of nations. He thwarts the purpose of people. But the plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations." If you turn on your TV or your radio, two things seem to be dominating the conversations, and they are politics and civil unrest. Folks are lost and they're hurting, and they engross themselves into the bloviated politics on both sides, or they enwrap their entire being around a cause that they feel strongly about, that they feel is unjust or just fits a particular situation. And there's nothing wrong with believers having a political opinion or participating in the political process, nor is it wrong for us to be standing up for things that we see unjust. But the question becomes, is how heavy is that involvement? Are we becoming engrossed and part of the involvement? That is the question to be had. What are we doing with that time? We are called to be the light. In Matthew 5, verses 14, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world." And in Matthew 5:16, he says, "Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Instead of focusing on politics and civil unrest and wrapping ourselves in the middle of that, let's spread Jesus' message of love and redemption. Let's focus on two things like love and acts of love and trust versus politics and civil unrest. Mark 12:31 says, "Love your neighbor as yourself." Now, Jesus says that's the second greatest commandment. Who is your neighbor? Everyone is your neighbor. And Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, "Trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And all your ways acknowledge him so that and he will set your paths straight." Nothing that's occurring in our nation or in this world is unknown to the sovereign God. Rulers and people who are in positions of power serve at the discretion and timing of the sovereign triune God. Daniel 2:21 says, "He changes times and seasons. He disposes kings and raises others up." No matter how bad you perceive our nation to be, or how awful the situation, I guess I want to say, where you see us at the moment as a nation, especially in the next 2 weeks, lean into and trust the Lord. Nothing happens without his knowledge. Chaos or peace, in the end, all things ultimately bring his plan to fruition. In Proverbs 19:21, it says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is God's plan that prevails." Don't get caught up in all of the civil unrest and the volatile political conversations. Instead, let's go out and be the light. Jesus tells us in John 16:33, and I know I've used this before, but it brings me great comfort, so I feel compelled to say it again. Jesus says, "I've told you these things so that in me you might have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." That's the message I want us to take to our fellow citizens in the next 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Be the light.